My coverage of CES 2023 is brought to you by Asus, Gigabyte, Kioxia, and Cooler Master. Welcome back everyone to my CES 2023 coverage. I am now visiting Lexar up in their suite at the Venetian, and they have like a wall of storage technology behind me. Lexar makes a lot of SD cards and capture cards for cameras and high-end devices of that nature, but they're also getting into the PC gaming space as well with DDR5 memory, DDR4 memory as well, and of course high-speed NVMe SSDs. So here is Lexar's wall of memory products, and like I said, they have some gaming products over here, some new memory. I'm going to get to that in a second. I wanted to start over here actually, because this device right here is one that I've been using for some time. I did a video back on this when they first sent over a few, but I'm still rocking a Panasonic Lumix GH5, which has standard SDXC card slots, and these can go up to 300 megabytes per second reads, 260 megabytes per second writes, which is actually good enough for 8K video capture. But for my purposes, after we do a day of shooting, we can typically end up with 50 to 100 plus gigabytes of footage. Copying that off of the SD cards and onto an external drive or a computer so we can get to editing it can take a while. And these have cut down that transfer time by 1/2 to 2/3, which is just great for saving time and getting right to work. And also, just FYI, all of the CES videos that I've been shooting, as well as pretty much all my videos in the past couple months, have been shot on these cards, and I've been very happy with them. They're available in capacities up to 256 gigabytes, and they also have the professional version down here, which has slightly slower read and write speeds, 270 megabytes per second reads, 180 megabytes per second writes, but those go all the way up to 512 gigs. Now, if you go beyond SD cards, they have some even faster stuff over there, but I'm going to quickly detour to this one down here really quick. This is the Fly MicroSD XC UHS-1 card, and it's called Fly because they've specifically designed it to be compatible with drones, small portable cameras, action cameras as they are often called, and this is just a little micro SD card, but it goes all the way up to 256 gigs in capacity, and they've done extra work to make sure that these are going to be compatible with those small devices. You can go all the way up to 4K UHD video capture, and they've even run these by the folks over at GoPro, who you might have heard of, and they said yes, they're good, and they recommend them. Now, before I talk about these super fast CFExpress cards over here, I want to talk about the readers because you need to transfer the data off of the cards. And for these really fast ones, you need readers that can support those speeds. This one up on top is the fastest. This is the professional CFExpress Type B USB 3.2 Gen by 2 reader. I really like that they just put these all in Velcro so I can tear them off the wall to show you guys, but as you can see, it's got a single CFExpress port there at the bottom. And this is going to be the one you want to pair up with the Diamond series that I'll show you in just a second for insane read and write speeds going all the way up to 1900 megabytes per second. We also have these two readers down here, the professional CFExpress Type A. Type A is going to be primarily for Sony cameras and Sony devices. And then down here we have the CFExpress Type B, and this is the more standard version that's going to have a little bit broader compatibility. And the nice thing about both of these is that they have two actual card slots, and those can be both active at the same time. So you can copy from both of these to your system simultaneously, which is nice. Let's talk about some of the fastest storage devices available for cameras, including that one up there. But let's start over here. We have the CFExpress Type A card. So again, the Type A that you can see there on the right is a bit smaller, and that is primarily used by Sony cameras right now. I'm told that there might be some other camera manufacturers that might adopt the Type A standard as well, because it does have some benefits in its diminutive size. And it's also got quite good performance, up to 900 megabytes per second read, 800 megabytes per second write. This is also VPG 400 compatible. This means it can maintain at minimum 400 megabytes per second write speeds, and that is what you need for 8K RAW smooth video capture. This little guy is available in capacities up to 320 gigabytes, but let's talk about these over here because they're even faster. We'll wait for that one. Let's talk about this one first. I've already got it in my hand. This one's nice because the capacities go really high. 2 terabytes maximum for this one. Also available in capacities going all the way down to 64 gigabytes. So for the Gold series, up to 1900 megabytes per second reads, 1500 megabytes per second writes. So that is going to be suitable for 8K RAW video capture. And this one's also going to maintain some backwards compatibility with older cameras via XQD compatibility. And here's the fastest one, the one that has been awarded a Videomaker Best of CES 2023 award, the Professional Diamond Series Type B card. Currently available in capacities up to 512 gigabytes, like the one I'm holding right here. And again, with those read and write speeds, we have VPG 400 compatibility for 8K RAW video capture. Okay, let's switch over to gaming products. Nicely labeled gaming products over here. Professional photo and video products over here. And we'll start over here with this portable SSD, the SL660 Blaze. So this one is marketed towards gamers, but it is, of course, an external SSD, so you could put other stuff on it besides games. It has an aluminum housing, which feels quite nice and somehow like doesn't really pick up fingerprints at all, which is interesting. I don't know how they do that, some sort of magic. But this one has RGB LEDs because it's a gaming device, and RGB LEDs will improve your frame rates in theory. It also has nice read and write speeds, 2,000 megabytes per second reads, 1,900 megabytes per second writes. Currently available in capacities up to 1 terabyte, but they tell me that a 2 terabyte version of this drive is coming very soon, and it even has a little dock that you can use to set it on your desk when you have it plugged in. So for anyone who has a extremely massive Steam collection that's always having to delete old games so you can download new games, add this to your system, and it's going to give you 500 gigs, 1 terabyte, maybe even 2 terabytes of storage that you can easily unplug and take with you to transfer to a different system, for example. They even put a little hook there at the top so you can snap it and clip it to your bag or your backpack. For internal PC components, we have memory and SSDs, starting with the professional NM800 Pro. I did a video recently featuring some Lexar products that they sponsored. It was a really nice build in the Height Y60 case, and featured 2 NM800 2 terabyte drives as well as 2 of their SATA drives for 8 terabytes total storage, which is a really nice storage configuration. The NM800 Pro is PCIe Gen 4x4, so up to 7,500 megabytes per second reads, 6,500 megabytes per second writes. Capacities, as mentioned, go all the way up to 2 terabytes, and this is the version that has a heatsink installed. So there it is for a closer look at that heatsink. It looks pretty good, but maybe the motherboard that you bought already has like an M.2 heatsink built in, and you want to use that instead. Don't necessarily buy this one and take the heatsink off, although you could do that, but they also conveniently provide it in a version without the heatsink right there, so you can more easily install it in that situation. And finally, let's talk about memory. They actually have a few different series of memory available right now. I like the look of their Aries memory kits. These are available in both black and white, and they have RGB across the top. These have been out for a while, but for anyone who's looking to build a slightly newer system but maybe stick to a little bit more of a budget, DDR4 is still available on the AM4 platform, which is still totally viable. Or if you're building like a 12th to 13th gen Intel system and you want to stick to a budget and go with a DDR4 motherboard, this memory is totally suitable for that. But of course, the new memory standard is DDR5, so we have the Aries DDR5 OC desktop memory. This is actually the same kit that I used in that build that I did. I used 2 of them, so I had 64 gigabytes total of DDR5 memory at 5200 speed, and I'm happy to say that with the XMP settings, I was able to run all 4 DIMMs at that speed. And lastly, here is the new stuff, the new Aries RGB DDR5 memory, and we all know that RGB gives you more performance, more frames, makes you a better gamer, makes you more appealing to people who you want to appeal to. But not only have they added RGB, but they also made it faster. So 5,600 megatransfers per second, 6,000 megatransfers per second, and even the 6,000 speed memory is CL34, which is a bit tighter timings than a lot of the other DDR5 6000 kits that I've seen. So a nice new option for DDR5 memory for anyone who's building on the latest Intel or AMD platforms. And speaking of Intel and AMD platforms, this is also going to be available with XMP or Expo, which is the version you want to go with if you're building an AM5 system. They have this memory currently installed in a Height Y60 case in what is a really nice and beautiful looking build over here, and I always like to stop off to ogle at some of the builds that are put together for events like this. So full open loop water cooling, you can see they've got 4 of their new Aries DDR5 RGB desktop memory kits in there. A really nice white and black and red color scheme with some red coolant in the system as well. The system was actually put together by modmymods.com. They do great work over there. And it's got Lexar logos and even a vertically mounted Lexar GPU blocked video card too. And just in the ideal position there. So really nice build to finish out this video. But guys, that's all the time I have for this video here at the Lexar suite at the Venetian. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Lexar for inviting me over. And thank you to my sponsors for CES 2023, Gigabyte, Asus, Cooler Master, and Kioxia. If you guys are interested in more content, I've got more content coming right at you. So hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this one. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And check out the CES 2023 playlist if you missed any of the videos I posted so far. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.